Hi, and welcome to. Wait, I have it. The Sam and Bucky Squared Show. Hopefully, the squared part of the Bucky will be making an appearance, which is my dog, who currently, after quarantining for a year, I am absolutely obsessed with. I'm Candace from the Geeky Waffle, and with me is.
I'm Arzu from RZG2.com and the Geeky Waffle.
I'm Maggie from Your Money Geek and Twitter.
Hello, I'm Norhal from Twitter.
Hi, I'm Tori from the Mandatorian Creed and Creature Cartel Shop. I always mess that up.
This one? I'm Ethan. I'm from at 15 Minute Marvel on Twitter and the podcast.
Okay, so we have started the Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 1, and our boys are separated currently. So I wanted to talk about each one of their arcs. So first, Sam. Oh, Sam.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam. So how did you guys feel about Sam giving away the shield to the Smithsonian?
It hurts my heart that he doesn't feel like he is worthy of it.
Exactly.
It makes me so sad.
Yeah.
It
That's tough.
broke my heart, but go ahead, Ethan.
But I will say I have hope because of the very end of the episode. That look that he gives to John Walker, that's like, yo, back up off my shield. That thing's mine. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, if he's only just gotten the shield, I know it's been a few months, but if he only just got the shield, probably hasn't had time to adjust to having it, doesn't feel worthy. So that's going to be like half of his arc, and then the other half will be him coming into that. Yeah. It's to give him somewhere to go, as much as it made me very sad.
I know it made me sad too, but I was like, well, we have to have this tension. Otherwise, what's the point of this TV show? I have to say though, I really I'm a museum person. Like that's my background. And I have to say that exhibit they put together at the Smithsonian, quote unquote, aka a building in Atlanta, was really awesome. I was really impressed with that. Except it was literally clips from the Captain America movie. And I was like, there was no camera there recording them when they were training. So where did you get this footage from?
I know, it's like the Death Star.
My biggest pet peeve. Like, who was taking the photo?
Yeah. Who was recording? But yeah, I think it's the first scenes when we see him giving away, like acknowledging the role that Captain America had in the story, but also in his story, because we meet him in the Winter Soldier in the movie, and he was, I don't want to use the word sidekick, but he was someone like a secondary character who depended on Cap, right? So
yeah. He's not super powered like Bucky and Steve are or were. He's a regular man with wings. He's still an amazing man and very capable, but he's not like.
Do you think then that his thought process revolves around that he, just because he doesn't have a quote unquote superpower, that he can't get to that level of worthiness? That he's worthy, maybe he's worthy as a man, but he's not worthy as a symbol,
as a meta-human or a superhuman.
Right.
Well, yeah, consider who he's been hanging around with. It was Steve, it was Bucky, and for a while it was Natasha, who granted isn't technically superhuman, like enhanced the way Steve is, but trained to the level of superhuman.
I think in MCU it's alluded that she is.
Yeah.
In the Red Room scenes.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell how much attention?
We'll find out. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
I guess we really are going to find out.
So she could be
one day
enhanced. So
we have a theory that Black Widow was just a few clips they shot and doesn't actually exist.
Not a real movie.
Whenever it's proven that it's real.
Yeah, it's the friends we made along the way, actually.
Yeah, that's what Maggie said last week. So that's gotta have some doubt with you when you've literally battled with gods, like Thor.
Yeah.
Totally.
And you gotta think, if you miss 5 years, it sounded like him missing 5 years of his nephew's life really messed him up.
Mm-hmm.
So he got a lot of issues to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, we have to consider where he was before the blip. He was running away because after Civil War, he was Team Cap. He didn't sign the Sokovia Accords. So he was not really even we know, okay, everyone got together to fight Thanos at the end, but like going back is like, yeah, he was not someone that would follow the rules as maybe it would be expected, or someone taking the manual. Well, Captain America didn't in the end, but it's interesting that he was part of that anti-Sokovia Accords.
Yeah, and he says like, whoever you're shooting at, they're shooting at me too. He's like all in on Steve. He's like, whatever you choose, like the chords, everything. He's like, he's a ride or die, you know?
Yeah. And so he didn't have a normal life or a normal like family connection prior to the blip anyways. Can I just say though, love that he's Uncle Sam.
I
Beautiful.
know. I was like, you are supposed to be Captain America.
Yeah, I mean, like, if there was ever proof that that's the
Uncle
thing. Yeah.
Sam, yeah.
So something so great about the intro, like the action sequence, how amazing was that?
Yes, that was good. I mean,
Super sick.
Okay, did it remind you of the beginning of Winter Soldier by any chance?
Honestly, it reminded me of Star Wars because of the
Red Wing.
the like going through the caverny things and like accidentally scraping the sides. I was like, oh, it's like the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, you're on a Star Tours, but the reason I say that is because George Batroc, the guy that Steve took time to like
The French
punch.
guy.
The Algerian pirate with a heavy Quebecois accent.
Yes. So Sam that's the guy he was beating up.
Yeah.
And he got away, so maybe he's coming back.
Yeah.
Yes, and these flying squirrels.
Oh my gosh, that's immediately what I thought when I watched it. I was like, there's like squirrels. I love it.
I think
I
they're
love
literally
those
called squirrel suits.
They
Oh,
are.
really?
Yeah.
I had never seen anything like that
like-
before. That's
like a
awesome.
hard turn.
Yeah,
Cool.
they're crazy.
Yes, Tracy, like definitely. It's, and it's good to see also like on an international
I know.
view because like Peter is like very much in his little high school world and it's like, I want to date MJ, you know, I'm going to go to Europe. And he's just doing his teenage thing. And Wanda literally made a bubble around herself.
I know.
So we got a little bit to see what happened with Monica. But yeah, to see
I do like
the
that they're-
worldwide.
Like they're kind of touching on people who were actually affected by the blip because they talk about it a little bit in Spider-Man where they're like, yeah, I came back and my little brother is now older than me. But nobody in Peter's immediate vicinity was affected. Like his best friend was blipped. The girl he liked was blipped. So nothing about his life fundamentally changed.
There was no dialogue about that,
Like, nobody talked
even
about
Bully,
it.
Flash
Yeah,
was
everybody
still-
was there.
Flash, yeah.
So, but this one and even WandaVision a bit when they started really getting into it are kind of dealing with, people were actually missing from the world for 5 years and the world moved on without them. So I like that they're really getting into that because it's a huge thing they did. So I like that they're reckoning with the consequences and not just like, it's fine now.
Are we
Yeah,
going to
like-
talk about Lieutenant Torres and that
Yes.
and like who that is obviously going to most likely definitely be?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here,
Falcon.
Here's Joaquin.
There you go.
So when
Hello.
Falcon is Captain America, somebody else got to be Falcon, right, Maggie?
Yes.
Yes, Joaquin
Okay.
Torres.
Lieutenant Torres, yes.
And I will say, I was having some conversations with people on Twitter about this, and I am nervous about them taking a character that is a dreamer character in the comics and having him be a military guy. So I am interested to see what they're going to do with that character, with that, in regards to that, because that is a shift from what his character is in the comics.
So yeah, Torres.
Dreamer, like he just has like lofty ideals, you mean?
No,
No,
he's
like
a dreamer.
American
American
Or
dreamer. He's an
DA's
immigrant.
Daka.
Oh,
Sorry.
not the non-American. Sorry. Okay.
Sorry.
Got it. Yeah.
So he literally gets tortured into like mutating wings.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
Oof.
I hope nothing
okay.
happens to our boy because
That doesn't sound
I
great.
already
No.
love him.
Yeah, I hope Sam just hands the suit over, you know. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you
I
go.
mean, you can have the
Ready to
wings,
roll.
I'll have the
That's for
shield.
you.
We all are
Maybe
fit.
he'll make his own because he was trying to interfere with Sam's stuff. So.
That's
he has a tech background.
yeah.
Maybe he'll make his own.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
He would
that's
like,
good.
no.
Also, just want to say that he texts
That made me
hashtag
laugh
important.
so hard that he also was like, "Here's a selfie of my beat up."
Oh man.
Broken orbital. Here's my proof.
Oh my
I
god!
love a dramatic boy.
He's such a
And
big.
hashtag important. Like you're
Hashtag
using
important's pretty
ASAP. Like ASAP. I mean,
And
that's
he
just the point
hashtag the
across.
important.
He
Yeah.
hashtag
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
ASAP hashtag important. Double.
Oh my goodness.
Drama.
This is what happens when you have millennials working with superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that Falcon is not, so he's gonna be like, what?
This is what
Falcon's
happens when
like
you
a
have
Gen Xer,
millennials writing Zoomers, and they think that's how Zoomers text.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't really
Blipped
know.
Away, did they mention?
What?
Was Torres blipped, or did he
No.
like?
No, because
he
he
was.
says that it wasn't good when in the 5 years, like when
Yeah,
they're
this is
talking
the
about.
5 years.
Yeah.
5 years
Yeah.
of texting completely unchecked, and now he's hashtagging
What
into
happens?
middle text. That's what happened.
Ethan, what were you saying?
Oh, look, I mean, I was just saying, I don't really know Torres from the comics. I haven't really followed like Falcon and Winter Soldier from any type of comics outside of like what I see on social. But I have to come up with the unpopular opinion that I was not 100% like a Torres fan from the second he stepped on the screen. I was like, yo, back up, get your hands off of Sam's stuff, and like let's just give him some room. Like, I mean, come on. I'm slowly changing, like. But, you know, I don't know. He seems a little needy to me. He seems a little dependent on Sam already.
He's
and,
a
like,
fanboy.
we barely know each other.
He's a fanboy.
fanboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's definitely like
Cool.
swooning over.
Yeah.
He's a
And
big
like
fan.
asking about the moon
Falcon.
theories, about Cap and all that.
Yeah, that was
stuff.
funny.
It was so cute.
So
Did anybody else think of the
reminds me-
Umbrella Academy when he asked about the moon, or was that just me?
Yes.
Has anybody seen the Umbrella Academy? Okay.
Okay, no, that actually reminded me of something. Marvel, the Watcher, watches people on the moon.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
we will be getting
He does.
possibly, I think, the Watcher in the What If series that's coming out in summer. I think it is. So that's something interesting.
You mean it wasn't shameless promotion for Moon Knight?
Oh my god, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is Joe Biden Captain America on the moon? Is that?
Everybody else was too noisy. He just pieced out, and
What's
went to the
happening?
moon.
Yeah.
Really? What are the odds of seeing him? Like,
Joe Biden or Captain
the answer is yes, it's both. In this show.
End of season, he's gonna pop up.
Very
Totally.
high. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Calling it now.
Or he's going to get a phone call, at least a phone call, like something.
Maybe, give us a FaceTime at least.
He'll be
Yeah,
like,
FaceTime.
dude, why are
He
you
doesn't know
not
how to use
Captain America?
FaceTime, Tori.
I know.
That would be funny though, because then that could be a whole bit.
Look,
He
Somebody
has
taught
an
him how to
emoji
hide.
on him. He's a cat.
He's holding
Not a
it
cat.
at like a weird angle.
Yeah.
his grandchildren have probably taught him how
Ah.
to use.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, speaking of Steve, I brought this up in a chat with Maggie, Arzu, and Norhal, and Arzu, I think, was crying after I brought this up.
What?
Not
Wow.
crying, rolling my eyes.
But let's talk about this. Okay, so Steve was not blipped, right?
No.
I'm correct, right, Arzu?
Right.
Okay, so his best friend Sam is blipped and pretty much thought of as dead. Okay, so Sam probably brought up his nephews in conversation, his widowed single mother sister. Why didn't Steve check on her?
Okay. So first of all, a couple of things. It's extremely convenient that Sam's his best friend until you want to drag Steve for going back to be with Peggy and suddenly Bucky's his best friend. So that's
They're
real
both, you
convenient.
can have two best friends, Arzu.
I'm just saying.
You can have two best
Fair.
It
friends.
happened.
First of all,
Hang on.
Steve is not like just some
I'm
guy.
getting between the two of you.
Oh my god.
He's not like just some guy whose friends got blipped and he can just go check on them. He's Captain America and he didn't get blipped. He
cares
has
about
responsibilities to the entire planet as the lead Avenger. He cannot be like running errands for his friends when the whole world is
running
falling
errands.
apart.
Friendship's gonna
Checking
take
on
priority, man.
eggs.
Welcome,
Yay.
Jerry. Screaming at each other.
I'm finally here. I was just listening. It's been great. It's fantastic. So, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay, but Steve probably like checked on her within the first year, and then everything starts getting worse and worse and worse, and he no longer has time to keep flying back and checking on people.
That's
Like,
when you gotta go check on him.
Not
but like the
even
burden that
on them.
everybody
I mean,
places on Steve, so like, why wasn't he
especially-
around for everybody? Where was everybody else?
Oh, Tori's got opinions. Tori's got
I have
opinions.
no. My biggest question, okay, because this upset me. Okay, all right. the 5 years, okay, fair point about Steve, okay, fair.
Okay.
Mhm.
He could have been busy though. I get it. My thing is that poor Sam's family is struggling financially, and Tony Stark and Pepper Potts exist. What are they doing?
They never
Why are you guys doing
Can
I
we
mean,
Too hot of a
it would
topic,
be
too hot.
Drag
overwhelming.
Tony and Pepper.
It was overwhelming for him
They were
because
like sulking in the mountains. Like, what were they doing?
they went
That's my
we just
point.
talk
You
about
can
the-
Venmo them some cash.
cabin,
Just
yeah.
Venmo.
literally everybody who was Team
Tony doesn't
Stark
have time
is
for Venmo.
financially
I
fine.
mean, come on.
Everybody who's Team Stark is financially fine. It's all the
why
the
you're Team
Captain
Stark.
America people who are not, except for what's his face with the bad hair, who had his
Ant-Man?
own shit.
Oh,
going
no,
on.
that's
He had his own,
Hawkeye.
like, little homestead thing.
But
He's
we don't
fine.
talk about him.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait, so Stark is
Talking
sending
about-
out checks to his team, but then he's
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
I'm not covering anybody else.
Still
Even though
mad
my
about
best friend is
Civil
on that
War.
team, like nah.
Well, I mean,
How
like
is this man
Happy
getting off
comes with a
scot free?
check.
Meanwhile, Steve has to like shoulder the burdens of the world. I don't
I
understand.
know he's
At the
giving
expense
this
of his own
group, like
mental health. Like,
helping groups.
This really quickly became like this is an anti-Stark.
Don't drag Pepper in the
why
in the
are
mud
we
like
there?
that.
scared?
Tony
It's a
Stark.
disaster. Why?
That's what I hate. This is what I'm
Pepper-
like. There shouldn't be money issues in something where your BFFs or your friends are freaking billionaires.
I also,
You would
I
think
also,
so.
talked
Beat the
I also
rich.
was talking to my boyfriend about it. Like, okay, the Sokovia Accords, fine, good. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you needed some sort of regulations, whatever. But if you're going to restrict the income of these people that are saving the world for you all the time, why are these people not getting money?
I just thought
Why are
I
you
should
doing
start a
it?
GoFundMe.
A GoFundMe for Sam.
So,
And then
so
they're
the-
asking Sam, like, was like Tony Stark paying you guys? And he's like, no, but like Tony Stark is clearly making a ton of money anyway. So
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
there are
Reason not to pay
multiple
them.
ways that they should and could be making money.
Also, he's a contractor for the government. That's a six-figure job. Why are they
like,
not paying him?
because he doesn't have income history.
But
Yeah,
why
the guy was
half
like,
the
now
world
you
doesn't
gotta-
have income history. That made no
Right.
sense.
how are you
Also,
gonna
like,
hold
no,
that
they
against
wanna
a guy
deny
that
him
hasn't
a loan, that's
existed
why.
for 5 years?
It's a six-figure job.
So Tori, you're telling me that the Sokovia Accords were just a big old heist to try to slip in like little like jabs at people of like, oh, you got to sign these accords, but guess what? You don't get paid, and guess what? We
Yeah, I
are gonna
guess. I mean,
take
I
your
guess they
house
just
and all this
wanted
kind of stuff.
some country security for free. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, like
I'm
he
just
doesn't
saying,
give-
if we're gonna go that route, like, I mean, they definitely shouldn't be getting paid anyway if they are saving the world constantly. But if you're gonna make all these ding dang rules,
Yeah, don't
Give
ask
him a
yourself
paycheck.
what your country can do for
Gotta get-
you.
chill out
Gotta
for
get the money.
cash.
Something
Also,
like that.
shouldn't like the Avengers family like have some kind of protection because like
You would think,
I
but that's
I
what
honestly
happens when
never-
Tony Stark doesn't pay people. Nobody gets any protection because he doesn't care. He's in his cabin.
he made
I
sure
honestly-
Peter was
I
good.
never
Peter's
thought-
good. Peter's
I never
fine.
thought about anything that like the Avengers get paid until watching this today.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
because I was
Same.
like, he's like, I'm like, yeah, what the hell? What they like? How do these people eat?
Well, you just
what in the
assume
world?
that they're taken care of
That
because why
scene-
wouldn't they be?
Right.
I assume
If you're
Steve
on
It
the
is-
had
compound,
a,
it's paid for. If you leave, you're out of luck.
You're done.
I assume Steve
Yeah.
like had a savings account and the interest just like exploded.
That little guy
maybe.
living in a shoebox
that
apartment has a
scene,
savings account.
You got to think that he like
military.
when he goes back to the 50s, like he just like starts putting like coins away in like a sock or something like,
Yeah,
for a
maybe
rainy
he had
day,
a good-
maybe.
a good rainy day. But
Yeah.
that
For a-
scene
some
reminded
old
me
man
of a Spider-Man too.
Oh,
When Peter Parker and Aunt May go, like the one with Tobey Maguire. They go to
Oh.
the
Joe
thing.
McHale.
Where
is
Joe
the-
McHale's
Yeah,
the
Go
I mean,
Vikings.
Bucky doesn't even have a bed.
No, okay, wait,
yeah, what?
Maggie, you're going.
My poor
He
boy.
does have a bed. That's something
My poor
else, but
sweet
we're going to
boy.
go to that later. But I just want to bring up this part.
The little wings.
God.
Oh, that's amazing.
This whole
Sarah
scene
Love
was
it.
so
like-
good.
Seriously, guys?
You get it?
Seriously?
Sarah's amazing. She's
Like-
just like, this is
good
my
on with
brother.
Sam,
That's
really?
the biggest like sister energy I've ever seen in my life. Like,
It was they did so well, and actually I just watched the scene right before I came. I didn't get to see the whole episode a second time, but that scene where he's on the boat and she like hits him, he's like, I forgot how hard you hit.
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
sister does that to me, like jabs me, and like they
Yeah.
don't hit me again. Like they did so well, just that whole brother
The-
sister energy.
Yeah,
man.
the sibling
man.
dynamic is definitely there.
So good.
Even though they were separated for more than 5 years, because like
know.
you guys were saying, he was on the run.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How long? Yeah.
And you can see that he cannot move on from the past because he wants to keep the boat. He wants to keep, and she's like, dude, we cannot do this. We have to.
Would you say he has his heads in the clouds, while she is more grounded?
Look,
I'm done.
Very
There's something
nice.
I can add to this conversation. I'll top that.
That gets a golf clap. That's a golf clap for that. There you go. Yeah.
I mean,
you're
I
welcome.
think that's going to be one of the huge storylines, like you mentioned, of Sam is so stuck in the past and he can't, like, he has so much stuff that he's trying to deal with, and obviously Cap going away, he was blipped, he can't get a freaking loan at the bank, and the guy's just
Insult
down
to
on his
injury.
luck. Yeah,
I know.
and like the biggest portion is just going to be him trying to live in the past and trying to recreate what was. And that, I think that is his biggest hang up to not becoming Captain America. He's not ready to move on from what was. And that's super prevalent in all the other aspects of his life as well. Not just that portion.
It also
I feel
seems-
like. Go ahead.
I just want to add this little thing. Like when we meet him in Winter Soldier, he's obviously like a big fan of Steve's already. So like, was he like
Right.
a little kid, like fanboying out about Steve? Like has this like,
Oh wow.
like if you're a military guy, Captain America is like Captain America.
Big deal for you.
Yeah.
Big
Right.
deal.
You watch those like reels and like he's a legend kind of thing.
Like
Yeah.
Coulson did.
Like,
Yeah,
what?
I was gonna say you have like the trading cards. in
Yeah.
your back pocket.
Like yeah, Coulson. Yeah.
R.I.P. Coulson. Don't bring up Coulson. I'm not ready for that.
Sorry.
I can't
Did you
handle
see
it.
him.
Clark had posted a picture, like fan art, the other day, and everybody was like, "What does it mean?" It's like he's just posting fan art before a moment. Y'all wanted
He
to
just
believe.
loves Coulson.
Let me believe, Maggie. Let me
want to
believe.
Look,
Jerry, what were
really-
you saying before?
I was just gonna say, like, am I alone in feeling like it's kind of gonna be hard to watch our characters who have been blipped come back? Like, I think for this first year or whatever, the first round of stuff we're getting, except for like Thor: Love and Thunder, yeah, we're gonna have fun and stuff. But especially this show, I feel like we're really gonna get the effects of that. Like, it is
hope they do.
insanely, like, psychologically, and just the way they talk about that the world has been turned upside down. You automatically half the people are back. Like, it is just it's gonna be hard to watch, honestly. Like, I was just watching, like, I feel so, like, you're talking about, yeah, he is living in the past, but it's like he's like, the last 5 years didn't happen
Yeah.
for me. And I just was like getting sad with him saying, he went off and his little nephews were like kids and they're little men when he comes back and stuff. It's just like, I don't know. It's just really, I don't know. That stuff's just so, I always think about the psychological effects of this stuff,
Yeah,
like,
and we saw with the guy who approached to him say, "Hey, Avengers, thank you for bringing back my wife." So you have all the spectrum
Yeah.
of reactions, because there's people that, hey, I'm happy, but we have people like Monica that, hey, she comes back and her mom is gone. So it's like,
oh my gosh.
And like
It's-
Ant-Man,
it-
I hope they explore missing more like 5 years of his daughter's life, already being in jail
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Can I say,
Missing more.
There's
I'm-
there's
Jerry,
so
didn't
much
mean to
to
make you
think
sad.
about, like
No,
people
you're
who, like people who
Just
were married or in relationships,
I was
and
just
they
gonna
come
bring-
back and
I
there's
would watch a whole show just on random people and like what happened with them with the blip, because like your husband's gone,
Oh
it's
my
been
gosh.
3 years, you meet someone else, you get married, and
You
then
have
like a
kids.
year later he's back, you have 2 husbands now. Like, that's wild.
That sounds like a great sitcom.
that sounds like the end of Passed Away.
My
but just
two-
like
my
it,
two
like, oh my
husbands.
gosh.
I
It's-
like that.
that's like such a terrifying idea.
It is. It's very
all bad.
scary.
Yeah.
Do you remember like Peter's teacher was like, my wife pretended to be blipped?
Oh.
So funny.
And just get
So
clapped.
Was that
funny.
the Mr. The guy who took him on the
field trip,
like,
yeah.
the field
Yeah.
trips.
Oh, no.
That guy's.
And
It
then
was
he
for
went-
laughs, but that's really
He loses his
sad.
camera,
It's
right?
really sad. It's like she just
That's sad.
pretended to get away.
She was just like, this is my escape. I can get away.
That was definitely the most humorous. Whoa, Bucky!
Here's Bucky.
Bucky.
There's the square part.
Yeah.
He heard we were talking about him.
Yeah.
So, what's up, guys? I am so interested in people's post blip. It's like, because we got that really, like, it was really humorous, played humorous, but also a little information, in Spider-Man Homecoming. But just like, And I really identify with the whole like the Ant-Man and his daughter thing broke me because I don't know how many of you know I have a little girl, and like that would I can't help but think like the psychological effects that would have. Like it's just like how much missing your child's life. No,
Can't imagine.
no, thank you. No, yeah, it's like it horrifies me.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
I think
And the
what
fact
we're
he
already
has to
getting.
deal with that. Ugh.
I think what we're getting in Phase 4 too is, and we've already seen it in WandaVision, and now we're seeing it here. I'm curious if we'll see it continued in Loki, because Loki seems a little bit in a different vein, but like everybody is dealing with post blip in a totally different way. Everybody has their own fashion, and we even see that with Sam and Bucky. Like Bucky goes to see a therapist and is having nightmares, and Sam is trying to put pieces back together. So two very different solutions, and then Wanda's just doing her own false reality. So like I'm curious if we'll see anything Loki related when it comes to that.
Okay, let's talk about the replacement Cap, which I think should be Bucky right here. If the fictional government needs someone,
Yeah,
I
who
think it
is
would
that
inspire
nerd?
a lot of
My
people.
mother had the funniest reaction. She was like, "Who is that goon?"
Appropriate.
Ew.
Brain. Like,
It's just like,
Look at this guy.
Wait,
I did
is
see
that
someone
the guy
on
they
Twitter.
saved in the beginning?
What?
Is that the guy they saved at the beginning? The captain, like the pilot?
Oh, I don't know.
oh,
I'll have to look back
Wait
at
a
that.
minute.
I know the
Somebody
the
look that
actor
up.
was in-
no, because the last name was different. I think this
Yeah.
guy is named John Walker.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it actually John
That's
Walker?
true.
Or is that
It
what
was-
they're calling him?
Oh.
I'm not letting go of my
Okay.
conspiracy. I just think they wanted him to save that guy to make him Captain America.
Okay, so John Walker is also called in the comics U.S. Agent Bucky. I'm trying to read something. He's chosen by the government, not by Steve in the comics too. And
Because the
eventually,
government is-
John grows to be like super violent.
Government sucks.
He basically becomes Homelander.
He looks
Yeah.
like it.
Well, he looks like he's got like this Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band look, but he looks like pull him up again. Someone on Twitter. I don't know who this was. I want to credit them though eventually, but they said that he looks like Dopey. Like
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't have a strong
White.
chin.
Right ear.
It's like if Dopey put on a helmet and joined Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Is what it essentially
The
looks
son of
like.
the real life son of Vigo from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but
Maybe
I don't
he's
know.
one of the kids again.
Oh my goodness, that would be crazy.
No, that's just like.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Bucky's just like the star now, I guess.
He's like, I heard the show was
Isn't that
named for
what
me.
was intended?
About him.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is what people come to see. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah,
money
and
maker.
just coming back a little bit with this guy, it's kind of, and I mentioned that because when Sam gives away the shield to the old white guy, I didn't know the name.
It's the
but
same
yeah,
old white guy.
Yeah, he says like,
same.
"Oh, thank you. This is better." Or
This is
He
the
said-
you're making the right decision.
better
you're
this
making
way.
the
That's
right
exactly
decision.
what he said. You're making the right
And
decision.
like, yeah, we're gonna put it away in the museum, and then, oh yeah, hello, here's your new Captain
JK.
America. It's like,
So
And
is
Sarah seems so upset about it.
Oh my god.
yeah,
His face.
His
see what
man.
I'm saying? Oh, he's fired up.
Look at him. Poor
But
guy,
is this the
man.
kick he
Like,
needed to be like,
Yeah,
no, that's
of
mine.
course.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I don't know,
I think
though,
I think he wanted to believe, right, that was the right. He's kind of he doesn't feel worthy, right?
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
is kind of his thing, which is it's the whatever people have put on him or whatever, however he
It's the
feels about
superhero
himself.
journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's his journey.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel like he's worthy of being Cap. It's not necessarily, but now he's like, I should have kept that. What did
Yeah,
I do?
because the government
Steve
obviously
gave it to me.
if they wanted someone to actually take over, they would have asked Sam because he embodies everything. But they want someone
Yeah.
they can control because
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't
I think-
control Captain America.
They also want a
Hydra.
white guy.
I think him giving it away too was him being like, okay, this will be a symbol that people can visit. This is great. I don't think it wouldn't have occurred to me that like, oh, they're gonna give it to someone else now after they had a
Yeah.
whole ceremony to put it in
Exactly.
the museum. Like, it's so messed up
promo,
that they had a
though.
whole
so
like
frustrating.
People seem to
facade
want to believe
ceremony.
the best.
Huh?
he seems to want to believe the best. I mean, even going to the bank, even though his sister was like, it's not going to work, he still like had this belief that like it was bigger than the system, essentially.
Right.
I feel like because nothing makes sense post blip, he just needs to believe that at least the system makes sense.
Yeah.
Because nothing else does.
Right.
So,
and like they fought it for a little bit, but yeah, like you're saying, like coming back from this, he needs the normalcy. Also, did anyone else have like the feeling in the pit of your stomach that he was going to Steve's funeral for half a second at the beginning?
Yeah, when he's dressing up in a suit.
Yeah.
If you talked about that already, I'm sorry.
No, we haven't.
I thought it was too. I was like, oh, it's the funeral.
I was like, I'm not going to be able to handle this. Like, please, don't do this to me. Like,
I mean, I think like that's as much of a funeral as they're going to get since like Steve yeeted himself into the past.
Gone.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about it.
I love that now it's like a conspiracy
like, I mean,
theory
we don't
thing,
say he's
though.
dead now, but he's just gone.
Right.
He's at the moon.
I'm going to go do moon.
He's on the moon.
Yeah, moon stuff.
And
I love that.
I'm sure that as well, talking about the psychological aspect and all of that, I'm sure that as well, you don't really have closure with that. He just yeeted himself to the past and
Didn't
he
like
made
say
a decision.
goodbye.
Gone.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm sure that
It was 5 seconds for them.
Well, I know,
was
but
gone
it's
for
not your
5
it's not your young friend anymore.
Yeah.
It's your old friend, and who knows what
There was
he's
no
doing,
process of
and
that. Why didn't
know.
Steve
And
talk to them?
that's still traumatic to have someone age in front of you.
I
How
know.
many years?
And
help
also, and that's the
Like-
thing that he was their partner in crime, or their sidekick, or they're fighting along each other. And then, he might be their old Cap, but it's not the same, right?
Right.
Yeah, and suddenly you have to figure it out on your own, and you were not expecting that at all.
Can someone
I
change
mean,
my name
it's
to
been
Bucky?
4 months. They might have talked to it, right?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, in a general sense. I'm not saying, like, in this immediate moment, he's, like, in mental turmoil over it. But I can assume that was a very difficult thing for him to deal with.
Oh yeah,
At the
absolutely.
time.
Well, you wonder if there's like after like the camera cuts away, if he's like, Steve, this is very cinematic and all, but man, what the hell? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's what I
can
would
you,
say. I'd be like,
baby
what?
step me into this?
Like I just got blipped back into existence.
And
5
then
years have passed.
right.
Yeah.
Stark is dead. A lot of shit happened.
This is a roller coaster of
Drama Queen
emotions
Rogers
right
is like,
now,
bye.
I know.
You gotta go.
He's like, I got some fondue to make. Gotta go.
Miss my dance, bye
What's
guys.
fondue?
Yeah, where's my dance? I need to dance.
Like Bucky's like, I'll dance with
Ugh.
you.
Bucky's like,
Right.
you got food.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Bucky.
Bucky's taking over the camera.
Yes.
I know. It's like
far.
it's my
As
show,
he
right?
should. Yeah, exactly.
Bucky's sister show now.
This is the show to take over. Yeah.
Yeah, he
it's
knows.
his
What do you
show.
think, Bucky? What's your opinion on all this?
Bucky's
Bucky,
show.
what do you say? He got nothing.
Kind of.
Those ears.
He's
watched
processing
the
it.
whole
right?
show.
Have some bacon and some cuddles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you said the words.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
WandaVision he
No.
sleeps through occasionally, but this one, he stayed awake like the whole 49 minutes.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
hilarious.
It's
Wow,
his show.
that's impressive.
Good for you.
He
Good
knows.
for you, son. That's
He
fine.
knows, and plus he heard his name a few times. Speaking of which, I guess it's time to talk about the Buckster.
My favorite boy.
Love it. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, before we
I-
switch over to that, sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to say it was really, really cool to see Rhodey again. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah.
how could we
Oh,
forget
sorry.
Rhodey?
That was
I just want to say.
I love that they put him in there for him.
So
At the beginning
good.
to talk with
Yeah,
him.
because I think they interacted briefly on Infinity War, but in Civil War,
Yeah,
remember they were back and forth
Yeah.
during the
Like,
Sokovia
he's-
Accord. So
It was like essentially like he was the reason that was it like that
Vision,
Rhodey
yeah.
got his legs like
injured,
Yeah.
yeah, because
like him injured and
Vision,
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
but then
100%.
Falcon
Yeah,
moved.
Sam. It was
It's
actually
Vision
Wanda, because Vision was too horny for her.
No
Tell me
surprise.
I'm wrong. Tell me
Wait,
I'm wrong.
wait. It was Hawkeye, right? Can I fit in
It
on the
was
show now?
Hawkeye.
Yes, it's Hawkeye. That's the thing.
That's the
Hawkeye's
catchphrase, right?
the
It
reason
was Hawkeye.
everything's gone wrong.
There you go.
When in doubt, it's Hawkeye.
Damn it, Hawkeye!
Yeah.
Damn it, Bucky keeps
Stupid
coming
Hawkeye.
up here. Okay.
I really
Bucky?
do like how they threw Rhodey in there, but and it was like so subtle. Like we
And it
didn't
made
get
sense.
anything more after
Yeah.
that, and it was
Oh my
not about
God.
War Machine, and it wasn't
He's
about
on the
any
table.
action.
He's on the table. He's on the table.
Oh, we
He's on the
have.
computer. He's on the computer. Get off the computer. Get off the
Is he
keyboard.
typing?
Yeah, he's typing.
If this stream abruptly ends,
I'm gonna look at the
No way.
private chat now.
Is it in the chat? No, it's not. Okay. He is now Bucky.
Oh boy.
Roaming around, checking
Okay,
it
he
out.
just knocks
no.
me down.
Oh no!
All right. let's go.
Okay, all right.
we've
So-
covered Falcon onto the Winter
Yeah,
Soldier.
I will pull up pictures right now.
Yes.
Speaking of Bucky, yeah.
Speaking of Bucky,
Speaking of Bucky. Oh no!
Oh no!
What is that?
Something.
Oh no!
oh,
That looked expensive.
Speaking of Bucky doing bad things,
Speaking of Bucky breaking things, whose heart broke?
Was I the only one surprised by finding out that
What?
who he
There.
murdered?
Uh,
it took
Oh,
several
It took
minutes
me a
to get
minute,
it.
but I didn't get it
Oh,
the first
man.
time. It was like the longer it went on, I'm like, that's not.
Oh,
It-
yeah.
It
I didn't
clicked
realize
in.
that the guy from the dream was the son, but I'm like, he
Yeah.
probably also killed the son.
It clicked
Yeah.
into place when he walked in for the date with Leah, and then I was like, "Oh my god, it was the guy's son," and I was just like,
Yeah.
"Oh my
The
god."
second
was
he said
shocked.
son, I got it. 'Cause
Nah.
I don't know why.
no, when
But okay.
yeah, when they
can we
were
go back
eating,
to the shirtless Bucky on the ground
Oh,
scene?
yeah.
Did you guys
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about this? Well,
Yeah.
No, we
No,
didn't
not
talk about it, we just looked
extensively,
at it.
but we certainly can.
I,
dear.
Okay,
I have
This
this.
Oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
this is just a callback to what Sam says in Winter Soldier, that his bed is too soft, that they
Yep.
have to sleep on the ground, sleep on rocks, because, like Steve says, it's a marshmallow. Now,
It's-
yeah, it's
That's like, a thing,
marshmallow.
right? I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone here was in the armed services or anything, but I have buddies who used to serve and stuff, and it
It's a thing.
it's hard going
Yeah.
from that coming back. Like you don't feel right. You don't
I have
feel
a lot
like
of
you can be
friends talk about
alert and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. But my heart
It's
broke for
PTSD.
him.
It's
Yeah.
PTSD all over again.
I've seriously like. There's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I don't trust
Mac-
Bucky" and all this. So, like, I
Maggie, are you
felt
doing
bad
something?
for
Sorry,
Bucky.
that was me. I was going to pull it up. I didn't
Go
realize
for
you were
it.
doing it.
Sorry, do it. We were touching buttons at the same time.
Yeah, let's start to analyze
But, like,
the.
Yeah, let's analyze
Oh
this.
man,
Let's analyze
analyze
very,
that
very
dream.
closely.
Just I felt so bad for him. Just the way that he tells, like, what is it? Stark's like, "Do you remember them?" He's like, "I remember every one of them."
Yeah,
It's just
I also-
horrifying.
I also love that
Horrifying.
he has the TV on in the background, which is another thing that a lot of service members that I know do, because it keeps
Yeah.
their mind from focusing on the silence.
and it's a
A lot of
football
peop-
game, and like it's like noisy with a soccer game, and like all the noise and stuff.
Well, just like a
Yeah.
lot of people with PTSD do that too. Me
Right.
included. It's like I cannot be alone with my thoughts. You cannot do that to me.
Well,
You
I
have
think
to have
that
something on.
that whatever his therapist says to him of let me see, because I have it because it struck me. If you are alone, that is the quietest, most personal hell.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
think that is like so spot on
Holy
for Bucky,
shit.
and I'm just like, oh my god, that's it. Like
Can we
that's
just say
great.
that was very mean to say
I was
in
like,
the
the
middle of
therapist
freaking
was really
lockdown?
She was
because-
ruthless.
I live alone, and okay, Bucky, I don't live alone. He's here.
Yeah. No, but the therapist was. I mean, all these comments that we have said since WandaVision and now Falcon and Winter Soldier that they need therapy, and yeah, Bucky is
Yeah.
shown in therapy, and
Bucky, got therapy?
that was good.
No therapy for you?
I love it. Normalize big tough superheroes going to therapy.
But-
More.
The
Yeah.
whole
Oh
thing
yeah.
is,
Oh yeah.
That was a
Please.
really interesting point. Is that okay? We've been talking about accountability, and we know Bucky did a lot of things under the control of Hydra. I mean, he was not 100%.
Not himself, but
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
but he has all the weight on the shoulders of
Yeah.
everything that he's done.
Gosh,
Gotta live with it.
it's
Exactly.
So bad. It's so horrifying. Like
It
it's
is.
just, oh my gosh, I
I
can't even
just-
imagine.
I
that
just
guilt.
love Bucky's like underlying super passive aggressive humor and
Yeah.
about the therapist
Yes.
being passive aggressive.
He's
Yeah.
so passive aggressive. And
Yeah, like
I know.
if you
I
ever
love that.
been in therapy, whenever
So
they
funny.
start writing, you're like, oh my god,
Oh my
what did I
God.
say?
yeah.
And
Why are you
talking
writing that
about
down?
talking about
What did I do?
writing,
Yeah.
his little notebook gave
Yeah.
me
Yeah. I got the notes for that. Thank you. It's
Yeah, there
very
you go.
reminiscent of Steve and Winter Soldier writing down what he has to check up on. Bucky's got to check up on the
This is this is a little bit heavier.
This is his burn
Right.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's his Arya Stark moment.
It's his death
Probably
note.
reads it when he
There
Who
you
goes
go.
to
among
sleep.
us does not have one of
Okay,
these?
Maggie's Hydra, just so you know, because not everybody has a book like that.
Hydra.
I
I have a mental list.
So Zemo's on that list.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So
Oh.
Zemo's on this list. So does that mean
Oh.
that that's how we're gonna be introduced to Zemo? Is he's trying to make amends with Zemo?
No,
is
this
that
is-
what we're thinking?
No, Ethan, it's also the people who are troublemakers like Senator Atwood. So
Oh,
it's a
okay,
man.
that-
I love.
use their
I
powers
love
Notice
for
which
that,
side
by
of the
way.
page Atwood and Zemo are on versus his neighbor whose name just flew out of my head. Yori.
Oh,
Problems
Versus
problems
Yori.
he
They're on
created
different
versus-
pages. So one side is amends and
Right.
one side is like
like revenge.
Oh,
His
gotcha,
Arya
okay.
Stark.
Yeah. His
Like,
Arya Stark.
problems I
brain.
created and like
Yeah, solving
people
the
that
problems
I
he
have
created.
wronged.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
stuff,
Exactly.
Right? Like, just really trying to.
Yeah.
That's such an interesting amends. Like it's so good.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of Bucky going on a date?
Oh,
I
They won.
everything
They
a man
won.
said about online dating is exactly what I think about online dating.
Same.
Except instead of tigers, it's always
Does
a guy.
he have
fish.
Does he have Tinder? What does he do? I have to know.
He's got like plenty of fish or something. He probably
Hard
got
to
like
swipe with
lured
that
into
metal
that.
thumb though. I
But
bet.
that it doesn't work.
He's got to get like a stylus on there or something on the end.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you
Do
use
you-
another hand?
Do you think that
I
he's gonna go
know.
see her again? Because he
I don't
walked
know.
out on her.
I kind of hope so.
Maybe.
It's
I have
just
to
it's
believe
no.
he does.
I hope
I
he does
know.
because the man deserves happiness.
I
You know?
know.
He seems
Like,
Like I
Yeah,
want him to be
playing
happy.
Battleship.
He's
Jerry.
putting himself through it.
He can be happy with Sam. I swear those two.
That's very true.
You know,
Yeah.
I like that.
You're also
And
right.
actually,
I'm okay with
Going
that
back-
too. I just
He needs happiness one way or the other.
I
that's the
just
thing,
would
is he's-
like-
right now he's fighting it.
I would
until
like to
we get
remind you all of the scene in the promo where their thighs are inside each other.
Listen, they are going to
Interlock.
get together, and Sam's gonna say, "Bucky, you're coming with me to therapy. We're doing it."
We're gonna do couple
partners.
therapy.
They said they're partners. Hey, but just going back a little bit, when he's on the restaurant with the Mr. Jory.
Yori.
Yori.
Yori, yeah.
Really.
I love this humor when he's 90 years old. Oh, too young, so young.
Right, right.
What a shame.
I love that it's like I love that they still like keep that going, that they never really quite click with people who look their age and stuff because they're like they're ancient.
Yeah.
And like that also makes me feel so I love that.
106
106
years.
and she's
He
like
looked good.
laughing.
God.
He
said
brings
it
her
so
flowers and stuff.
loves
I love
fashion
he's-
stance.
Yeah.
My main.
He's so
I didn't realize till she laughed at his 106 joke that I guess the general population doesn't know.
Not
That's,
about
like,
Bucky.
Okay,
About
but here's the
Bucky
thing I
Barnes.
really
About Cap,
know.
but-
Like, if they went to the Captain America exhibit at the Smithsonian, there's a huge picture
Yeah.
of him
Yeah.
that says James
Yeah.
Bucky Buchanan.
And
Maybe
there's
he's
also
like, oh,
one
that's
that
my
says friend
second
of
date.
foe.
That's second
It
date.
says friend of foe on there. It says friend of foe on it.
Yeah, it does.
Mm.
And I'm like, I feel like a lot of people, like, given the nature of how superheroes are in Marvel, have definitely come here to DC to see that exhibit. So I was like, do you not?
Yeah,
Maybe
but
they just think they're related.
and I don't. Yeah, I was gonna say I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe I missed something somewhere along the line with like stuff in movies, but I mean, I guess it could always be that no one really thought that he was preserved or whatever for 100 years. Like maybe he gets it all the time, and people are like, "Wow, you know who you look like? That's so wild." And he's
Exactly,
like,
because he
Doppelganger.
we have to remember
Yeah.
that he was in the exhibit, but then he lived all these years with the Winter Soldier facade, and then he went on a run. He was on the run, and then they had pictures, but they went on the run. So maybe it was not like really hugely known by everyone.
He doesn't have the publicity Captain America does. You're right.
And
Exactly.
Sam.
Yeah.
Sam's very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He must
look at
just
the
be one of
look.
those like, you look exactly like Bucky Barnes. It's like I get that all the time.
They probably haven't updated the Smithsonian exhibit, right? Because like you
No,
probably
it
don't
says-
want someone who's
No,
like
it
this.
does say.
Does it
There,
really
does
that
say,
he?
yeah.
It does. Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. My bad then.
It's one of the Easter eggs that people were pointing out. I didn't notice
Really?
until I was reading
Oh,
about it.
Yeah.
I need to watch it. I need to watch again. That's so cool.
I was like going through it like letter by letter 'cause museum stuff.
No.
Yeah.
He
I
should
love
enter
it.
into lookalike contests and he'll rack up every time.
I would
That's
love it if
something
he
that's
entered
funny.
one and lost.
Sorry, do it.
So funny.
I also love that his scene with Yori takes place in an alley where he's breaking up a fight. Was just like his
know.
introduction.
next to trash cans and all that.
Next
Yes.
to trash
Oh,
cans, yeah.
mhm.
The
Break
trash
it-
cans our cameo.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
We are the trash can.
You may remember these trash cans.
Yeah. But it's interesting how he wants to do the make amends with Mr. Yori, but he's
Doesn't have to
I mean, it's hard.
How do you say it, right?
I don't
How
think
do you
he's
say
gonna.
Hey, I
killed
killed
your
your
son.
son.
It's gonna
Yeah.
happen when it eventually comes
Sorry,
out.
he's gonna give a.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna. It's like in the undercover boss. He's gonna give a card like Kylo Ren.
Sorry, I killed your
Oh,
son.
sorry, I killed
Yori
you.
killed your son.
I mean, you think that maybe that's the end of his, or like that's part of like maybe towards the end of his arc in this series,
Maybe.
right? Is probably coming to him and saying, "Look, it was me," and something, or
Yeah.
or maybe he
Almost like a
passes
notes
away
app.
before he gets a chance to, not to be too sad
Yeah.
or something,
No.
you know.
That feels like a
Something-
mid-series thing. Like 3
Yeah.
episodes.
yeah,
That happens. He hits his lowest points, and then the next 3 are the.
Sam
are the
helps him.
yeah,
Sam
helps him. He
Yeah.
helps with
yeah,
therapy.
yeah.
No, what he
The
does is
therapy,
he's
the
gonna post
therapy.
he's gonna post like a notes app apology on Twitter. like he'll be hanging out with Sam and Torres will be like, I got you covered. I'll post it on Twitter for
This
you.
is
I'll
how you do it.
hashtag it.
I was gonna say,
Hashtag
how did
important.
this man figure out Twitter? Never mind notes app apologies.
No,
before
Right.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's
Hashtag
gonna be
important.
Sorry, I
important.
killed all these people.
Yeah, and then Torres and Peter Parker are gonna retweet it or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you guys think of the therapy scene? Like the therapist.
Oh,
She's
Some
A1.
obviously a
people are
military
like-
therapist.
Amazing.
She's a tight ass.
she's the
some
one
people
that
were
he
like,
needed.
She's
She's
mean. No, yeah, you're like you're saying, Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah.
she's perfect for Bucky. Bucky
Exactly.
needs someone who
She's a
won't take
military
his shit.
therapist. She is
Yes,
exactly what he
right.
needs.
Which is like, yeah, especially like the trauma
Mhm.
that no one
Yes.
in reality hopefully will ever undergo.
And also, did you all notice when he was on the date and then the girl goes to pick up the ears and then the little cat that is like
Yeah.
that and he stops it like
Yep.
yeah,
so
It was
reflective.
exactly like Tony, right? Tony stopped the movement on the table of like a spinning thing as well.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love that. Yeah, just the little like ticks and stuff, like the calm. He wants it to be calm, like it makes
Yeah.
him nervous
Yeah.
or something. Just like I don't know, he's got his little things. Like I just want to
Yes.
control these things.
Let me see if you can see it in the picture. But did you notice? Oh, you can see it. So you see these like 3 bottles of beer directly in front of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I laughed because when Leah like left, she was like, "Let me go grab some beers for us," and I was like, "Looks like he's already a few beers in."
Oh my god.
And she
Remember
said
to
she
say
can
like,
drink a
oh,
lot.
you can really hold your drink.
Yeah,
Yeah,
beer,
I'm just like,
yeah.
he's got the same serum as
Steve.
Cap, right? As
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
You can't get drunk.
Okay, so remember when he's like crying, like he's like mourning Bucky, and
Yeah.
he can't get drunk.
Mhm.
He's like,
Yeah.
that's one of the side effects.
Yeah.
Is I can't get drunk, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I'm just
Yeah,
now
I think
coming
he
to
needs
this.
some Thor Asgardian mead.
He
like
needs,
they
yeah,
did
you
in
need to
the
go
old
get
time.
like
Strong
wasted with
Thor.
Thor.
We need
That
to
please let that be the opening of Thor: Love and Thunder. Is like
Bucky getting drunk.
Thor and like Korg and all.
Everybody
that.
just hammered.
Oh, yeah.
Playing Fortnite.
Bucky needs that. He needs. some
Oh my
broken
gosh,
family.
yes.
What was it?
Oh,
Noob
Lord.
Master.
New Master.
New Master.
Noob
New Master 69.
again.
Oh, he's back. He's back. Yeah.
Grandmaster, yeah.
It's been Bucky all along.
How long has Bucky
Yes.
been going to therapy?
I think it's part of his.
It says part of his pardon.
Yeah, it's part of him.
Mm.
Yeah.
So 4
Oh,
months,
okay.
3 months.
That's
4
how
months.
you. That's how you
So
get
since
him to
the
go. to
blip,
therapy,
he's been
yeah.
going to therapy.
Yeah,
I guess by the time they processed all the paperwork and got him
Yeah,
pardoned,
3
but he's
months,
still
sure.
so closed off. I'm thinking it hasn't been that long.
Right.
But I feel like he's going like not daily, but at least like every other day or something like that.
Weekly or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
weekly.
Very, very
Like,
often.
they know each other's
Yeah.
routine. They know
Yeah.
each other's
Oh, yeah.
like,
Yeah, and
tells.
she knows when
Yeah.
he's lying.
I love
And
when she keeps pulling out the notebook. And he's
Love
just
it.
like,
And when
it
He clearly
annoys
knew
him
that was
so
his
much.
trigger.
And when
He's
he
like, there's
mentions
nothing on
the
her
rules,
notebook.
Yeah, mentions
Yeah.
the rules. He's like,
Yeah,
not
and-
harming
So
people
funny.
is very important. And he's like, why isn't it number one then?
number one.
So sassy. So sassy.
So much sass.
I think the
know.
camera work in that scene too should not go unnoticed because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
gradually
noticing that just
get
now.
closer and
Yes.
closer to their faces, and we get these
Yes.
really tight angles on what their facial expressions are as the conversation progresses, which like
Mhm.
really like
Builds the tension.
intensifies what we're watching because
Yes.
it could have stayed straight and like it would have just been a flat conversation, but they're pushing each other's buttons back and forth and like the camera even shows that. Sublime. Love it.
I also wondered if there was like hidden meaning with the tree mural behind him. Like you can't see the forest for the trees.
Oh sure.
Ooh,
Like-
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thanks to my English professors in college. Always looking for illusions.
Well, I always kind of I like
and also,
you go
also
from
the
like his,
blinds.
Mhm.
The blinds
Yeah.
at the side, it looks like they're prison bars in some way.
he wakes up from his nightmare, right? And then it cuts immediately to him in front of the trees too, right? So it's
Yeah.
almost like this like, horror into just like a calm,
Where's
like
the Taylor
serene
Swift song we
background.
did?
almost.
Are we out of the woods yet?
Right.
Like,
Are we in it?
play This Is Me Trying.
I like
by
that
Taylor
better though.
Swift.
The can't see the forest for the trees or whatever. I like that.
Why do you think Bucky is not answering Sam's text?
Grief. I mean,
Bro.
he's processing.
He's shutting down. He doesn't want to talk to anybody.
And I mean,
Yep.
Sam did say he hated him in Civil War and like
I know. He wouldn't make a space for
They-
him in the car.
the car.
They fight. They fight.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Also,
probably
I-
thinks he's just like guilt. That's why it's
Yeah.
he's
So you don't
petty.
want to talk to me. You just feel like you have to.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
Steve's gone, and you think you're my handler now.
And we have to
Yeah.
remember that back in Civil War, when they find him, and then so we're gonna be good right now, and then when they help him escape, right after that, we see that Bucky goes to Wakanda, and then 2 years later, when Thanos comes, is when they come together and they're flipped.
Yeah.
So
And we don't know how long he was frozen in Wakanda, because that's what happens into Civil War.
Right.
But end of Black Panther, he's on the farm.
And
But
he
again-
did mention that. I hope we see something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to know.
yeah,
I'm sure he's like, you brought another white boy for me to fix.
yeah.
I love it so much.
Fury.
Oh man.
If we get more sugary,
Yeah.
It'd be great.
That'd be sweet.
That would be
I
sweet.
love
I'm
guess
really
she's-
curious, like going forward with we only have 6 episodes, so I don't know how I feel about Bucky like getting any sort of closure for any of the actions he's done, like because in Winter Soldier and in it's a continuing plotline for him of having this overarching guilt of everything he's done while he's the Winter Soldier. I just don't see how in 5 more episodes we could get any remote type of closure of like, oh, Bucky's better now, like he's over it. There's no way.
I don't
No.
think he's going to be better. I think he's going to find purpose.
Yeah.
Which
Like, on
is
his
very
way.
different.
To move forward.
To move
Yeah.
forward.
To
Yeah,
use
because-
his abilities, things that he was kind of like
Yeah.
cursed with.
Yeah,
Like,
because
Thor
I think
stuff.
of
Yeah.
I think of them like satellites that were around, floating around Steve, and now they're finding their own purpose. Like these are 2 compelling characters that can find their own journey aside of Steve's.
Right. And you were mentioning earlier that what is it? The therapist says to him that being alone is its own personal quiet hell, right? Like, what's the exact quote?
Yeah,
again?
if you are alone, that is the quietest, most personal hell.
That I feel like that's the end of his journey, is just finally letting people in, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where he goes.
Or he goes back to Wakanda and he's like, later, guys, I'm having a good
Deuces.
time.
It's just like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
this is the one place that
why
he
would
felt
you leave
peace.
Wakanda?
Yeah, why would you
Honestly.
leave
Valid
Wakanda
question.
once you got there?
Leave Wakanda.
Yeah.
I mean, even like that. I mean, the whole thing in Infinity War, where like the ships start crashing on the shield. And he goes, "God, I love this place."
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yes.
like he belongs there, right? Like it's just that's where he wants to be. Let him go back.
Yeah.
Let him find his peace.
Yeah, he said that's the only
Exactly.
place he felt even like a semblance of peace there.
That line is so. And then he says, besides that, it's been 90 years of just war.
Okay,
One
guys,
fight to the
instead
next
of
to
a
the next to the
farm,
Right.
what if he's at sea fishing in New Orleans?
With his husband Sam.
In
Yeah.
New Orleans.
That's it. There you go. No,
There
like
you go,
that.
solved it. Solved it. Instead of a farm.
On the boat.
Right to the end of
Right.
that.
It's a
And they get
family
boat,
business.
and it's Sam and Bucky.
Yeah.
Oh.
There.
Love it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he will ever find closure with that. Because,
No.
Excuse me, I'm trying to talk about something serious.
How do you, right?
How do you? It's his show.
Yeah, I know.
There's
So,
only
yeah.
certain degrees. Like there's no
Yeah.
way you can fully erase any of that, and it just depends. Does he give in a little, or does he give in more than a little? Like,
Well, I think
Yeah,
that's
who's to
why
say?
Wakanda's so peaceful for him is because none of the people he's hurt are there. He's
Yeah,
so
right.
far
Good.
away from
Yeah.
anyone that he has any sort of personal connection to that he can finally like not let that fear of encountering their loved ones. Like,
Yeah, Wakanda's completely
forget.
shut out off
Mhm.
to the rest of the world.
Absolutely.
So like they all think it's just like this third world country. So yeah, he didn't have any business over there. Even Hydra didn't know about them.
yeah,
So yeah.
you're all about to make me watch Black Panther after this. Jeez,
An excellent
I
choice.
want to go just
Our
yeah,
work's done.
absolutely.
hyped.
Yes.
But yeah, I think his whole journey, Bucky's whole journey, is letting Sam in
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
becoming BFFs or
Yeah. Coming to terms.
best friends or boyfriends.
Frenemies, boyfriends.
Co-workers.
Why not both? You should
Both,
be
all
friends
of them.
with your lover.
Why not?
we all know they're just
Exactly.
dating us.
Yes. Yes.
Truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ours
get
is with
their
the wisdom,
own-
for sure.
their
Is it going to
own
happen
journey.
sooner or later? Like, are we going to see him like connect next episode? Or are we thinking like episode 4 or 5?
I hope it's.
I hope it's next
like
episode.
Bucky and Sam both see the news and they're like, "Who is
Yeah.
this fool with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shield?"
Oh,
We know
yeah.
somebody-
We need a
Honestly, like,
big
can you
guy.
believe this shit?
We know
Okay,
somebody
everyone's talking at once.
we know somebody has the shield because there's the whole scene of them on the at the house.
At the farm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They eventually get it.
Do
Yeah.
they pull a heist?
That'd be amazing.
Oh my gosh.
They go to, they go to the
I
football
want it
game.
so bad now.
Listen,
Oh,
football
I want it
game.
so bad.
if they're going Ocean's 11 mode, then they have to hook back up with War Machine because Don Cheadle's in Ocean's 11. That full
And they
circle.
have to.
Full circle.
And who did the heist? Someone that Sam fought.
Yeah.
Great
Ooh.
Ant-Man.
Call Paul Rudd.
Ooh,
Right.
Oh,
There
man.
is-
We're
Oh my god,
gonna
damage because of a
we're gonna get
noise.
Ant-Man in this show.
We still have another
I-
character that hasn't been seen
Also,
yet as well.
in
Who?
the Star Wars Legend, not
Sharon.
Star Wars Legend. Why am I saying Star
Sharon
Wars?
Carter, yeah.
In the
Right.
Marvel
we haven't seen her
Legends,
yet. We know she's coming into this.
Oh,
I
Sharon
feel
Carter?
like she would also have an issue with
Oh,
FOCAP.
yeah.
Like
I think she has a lot of issues with Cap at
Sharon,
this
yeah.
moment.
Oh,
Yeah, Sharon's got a
She
lot to
needs
work through.
therapy. Too.
But what I was gonna say, in the Marvel Legends, which are summaries of the characters before, like
Yeah.
that you're supposed to watch before the show if you haven't watched all the movies, like we have, watch this anyway. And they showed the Ant-Man scene with Sam
Yes.
and his.
That means
And
something.
actually,
Confirmation. that Paul Rudd-
there's a
Confirmed.
when he's fighting Sam in the plane when he does the scissor kick to the guy. That's the one that Ant-Man did to him in Ant-Man in the
yeah.
movie.
Oh,
Look at
that's
that.
pretty cool.
Bam. We
all
pulled
coming
it.
together.
Ant-Man's
in there.
back.
But also in Ant-Man, he's like after Scott like beats him up, he's like, "Don't tell Cap."
Yeah.
Until
Oh, I love that. They put
He
that in
loves
there
him
still. It's
so
like
much.
it's really important to me that Captain
Oh,
never
does not.
I
Yes.
hope he shows up and tells that story, and Bucky's like,
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
That's all I want.
Hey, you remember when I kicked your butt? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he
love
said
Paul
no,
Rudd.
no hard feelings.
no hard feelings. Yeah.
Right.
When they
Tac.
were in Civil War.
He calls him
No
Tic
problem.
Tac.
Tic
That's the
Tac.
same thing
Yeah.
as just saying no offense. They're just
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try not to focus on any cameos or anything like that. We already got Don Cheadle, and that's a gift.
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
And again,
Yeah, no,
this
it's
is
good.
only the second MCU that has a person of color in the title.
I know.
Just
I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I noticed in this episode is that we had a lot of diversity, which
Yeah,
is
a
good.
ton.
A
awesome.
ton. And I liked it. I mean, and also and it was not like, oh, force. No, it's part of it, which is really great.
oh my god, okay, speaking of, I was like, international. Oh, international. We didn't talk about the terrorist group.
This is true.
Oh, the terrorist group, right?
We were so focused on our boys
The
The
flag
flag-
smashers.
about the
The flag smashers.
I really
such a
almost
terrible
didn't
name.
care.
How does
Reverse
one
watch.
smash a flag, though?
So terrible.
Terrible.
With a lot of
really
conviction.
hard.
The thing is,
Terrible.
Also,
flags
like-
are kind of smashable. So how do you smash it even more than you can already smash it? You know what I mean? Like,
Like,
Oh, see, when I think of smash, I think of like break it.
Like Smash Brothers,
Yeah.
I don't know.
right?
like it breaks like glass and everything like that. But yeah, the whole thing Torres says is they don't want borders anymore. They want the world internationally to come together. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Single.
what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
And it's like,
But consider who's calling them a
Slightly
villain.
pro flag
Like-
smasher already.
Like
Exactly.
so they come together without borders, like everyone singing "Imagine" or something like that.
I feel
not the Gal Gadot singing Imagine.
The only part that concerned me, I think the part they're concerned about is like they thought it was better before everyone came back
Yeah, that's true.
and stuff.
Yes.
That's the one part that was like that could be sinister, but I think we're
know.
setting up a switcheroo.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think probably Zemo's gonna have something to do with it. Right?
Okay.
That or I
Their whole thing
think he
could
either has
be-
something to do with it, or like he is the actual threat, and they are like
Yeah.
I
Just-
don't know.
What if
Just
John
like-
Walker's like one of the headmasters for this?
That's scary because at the last shot we had from he was kind of like winking and it's like
Yeah.
that's sus.
He's super sus already, so like
Yeah.
it would not surprise me
Trust
if
no
they ended up
winking man.
being interconnected somehow, and like that's their key to get inside the government and force their agenda of no borders. Like that
Yeah.
that's what they
Yeah.
need to do anyway.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to believe that, but
I keep thinking about like when you look at Falcon storylines, Captain America storylines, it's normally always about like government and authority. So yeah, I wonder about like, is this terrorist organization like what's going on with this? There's way more
Yeah.
going on here than what we can.
Yeah, not
know.
gonna judge it yet because
Yeah.
like this is what like Taurus just like saw online. Like
It's-
So
there's
he's
just-
definitely like, hey, I saw this on Reddit.
Well, and then he's looking around and there's like an all like the symbol just pops up right there.
They
where-
augmented like playing Pokemon.
Clearly
Yeah,
they're
Pokemon
very
Go.
good. Yeah, he's
Like, that's
playing
why they're at
Terrorist
that
Go.
cafe.
Yeah.
has anybody seen Agents of Shield? Has anybody watched it?
Up to
Yeah,
a
I mean,
point.
Well, not the whole thing, but I've seen a good portion of it.
it's super reminiscent of early like Daisy finding out about Watch Dogs, and like she found out about the Watch Dogs online, and then Watch Dogs ended up being connected to a broader scope of essentially Hydra. It just gives me those kind of feels of like, you know, and if it goes that direction, then Torres is definitely getting some kind of powers.
Yes.
Possibly.
Could be.
hopefully not by a supervillain doing crazy genetic experiments on
Oh
him.
no,
Right?
no.
Well, like,
Not
I
our
really-
baby. Like protect him already.
Already.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the guy that was beating him up clearly had superpowers.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, the way he jumps out of the window and stuff.
And the
like
way
that,
he whipped people around like they weighed nothing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kicked
Remind
him
me
in
of
the
Cap on the boat in Winter Soldier at the beginning. Like
Yeah.
I love when he just kicks that dude over the side.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Because yeah.
Gonna
Violence.
skip
I
leg
guess.
there.
Violence.
But honestly, I kind of just want to focus on Bucky and Sam's character. I hope that doesn't get in the way, that all the conspiracy and terrorist organizations get in the way of them.
I think it will. I think
They're
that's
gonna
be
have to
a
have some
key part
action
of it.
scenes.
It might.
Sam's
It
gonna
might.
have to take the role of Captain America.
But
Yeah.
if the Captain America guy ties into this organization, then that becomes their driving force to shake themselves out of Sam being in the past and Bucky being in his own head, and they kind of shake themselves out and sort of find purpose again through that, but still get to grow. That's
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Yeah.
they
that's
go
what
on
we
a
can hope
journey
for.
together,
Yeah.
and heal and become best friends,
Exactly.
boyfriends.
Yeah.
Best
Just
I mean, I
fall
think-
in love on the way.
Yeah,
And both
Yes.
bitching on. But this and on Spider-Man, I would love that if they happen.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, they've proved with this episode, like, what we can have cool action sequences, but also have a ton of character development and stuff. And like, I'm
Yes.
excited. That's even more interesting. Like, I'm sitting there, like, just enthralled with like like, again, Bucky going through therapy and like Sam down south with his family and all of that. Like, just that, like, there's going to be so much of that it's, I don't know. It's only 6 episodes, but at the same time, that's like, that's way how much longer than if are they all going to be around 50? Do we know?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, like 40.
Because it seems like they're going to be a little longer.
Yeah,
right?
they're definitely longer than WandaVision. WandaVision was definitely like a sitcom format.
It's so
Yeah.
interesting too because like with WandaVision, and at the very end you have like the classic MCU battle, and then you have the ship of Theseus, and everybody on social is like, "Yo, the ship of Theseus was way sicker than like watching Agnes and Wanda battle it out."
Yeah.
And I hope
Yeah.
Marvel understands that they have the writers, they have the tools to make a therapy scene be the one of, if not the coolest scene in the episode. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it can be compelling. I mean, the storyline of Bucky, like at first I thought it was maybe a military guy, a veteran, the Mr. Jory, but it ended up being the father of one of his victims. It's like, oh crap, is
Right where
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. It can be
Putting himself
compelling
in that
without
person-
having all the
Yeah.
Bucky sees it on TV, and they're like, "We got to get this dude.
Nice.
yeah.
We're gonna
Manifest
just-
it.
I like this. I like this.
Hashtag
Get this
important.
man a shield.
Hashtag important.
Hashtag important.
They
Got
gotta
you.
Yeah, they gotta like team up. They have to have a common enemy because like Bucky thinks I don't want your pity. Sam's trying to reach out because Steve's gone, but they still freaking hate each other a little bit. I think at this point,
Well, yeah.
or not
It's
just
not
hate each
fun
other.
if they get along. So
Yeah, it's not
Exactly.
fun.
Yeah, you gotta have a little.
They need the couple therapy.
I know.
True.
I mean, we're still.
That's going to
have
be an
watch-
amazing scene when they finally get to that. Like, oh, I just can't wait for
Anthony
that.
and
Oh my
Sebastian
God.
just have so much freaking chemistry. Like even
It's
in the
amazing.
show, I was
Yeah.
like,
Well, the whole like thing where like they're in the car, the tiny
Yeah.
car, those two large men. Like he's like, "Can you move your seat up?"
No.
Just like scoots over. Like it's just that
just, like-
whole the comedy is so subtle. It's so good.
yeah, when they're fighting Spider-Man and Civil War together.
You want a metal
Oh yeah,
arm?
it's hilarious.
I hate you.
You could have done that before.
I love that.
Yeah. So yeah, I would love if we just had a couple therapy, a whole episode of that, 15 minutes of that. Give that to me.
Yes.
I will inject that into my veins
Oh yeah.
because that is,
Yes,
Okay.
I would love that too.
So yeah, okay. So we got a lot of hopes. Again, feeling good about this one. Hopefully, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yes,
happens.
definitely.
Big fan so far.
Yeah. So
I mean,
yes, go
yeah,
ahead.
the flight sequence at the beginning was really cool too. I mean,
Again,
like
cinematic. It
Yeah.
looked just as good as any Marvel movie.
it was. It felt like a ride. Like even just watching it on my TV, it was just like it. It
Yeah.
felt like I was on the roller coaster.
Yeah,
with
Maggie
them.
was talking about how it was very Star Wars-esque, and that made me think like Star Tours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and then the Red Wing. It,
Oh,
it,
Red
it
Wing,
gave me the
yeah.
vibe of the like a droid with
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
all the missiles.
Yeah, that was cool.
And Sam
Oh, it
treats
was
him
so
like
awesome.
a droid too. He's like, "Say
He
thank you
does.
to him."
I love that. Like, go ahead, pet him. He's
So funny.
cute,
Pet.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
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 Well, okay. Let's talk. Arzi, where can people find you online?
So online, you can find me on Twitter at Arzumin, and you can find me at my site, arzud2.com, and over at the Geeky Waffle, both blogging and podcasting.
And I'm Maggie. You can find me on Twitter at Maggie of the Town, and I am writing over at Your Money Geek. I do reviews every Friday for The Falcon and Winter Soldier and other
Awesome.
stuff.
Well, I'm Norhal. You can find me at Norhal on Twitter.
I'm Tori. You can find me at the Mandatorian on Twitter and Instagram, and can find me on the Octo Radio Network for the Mandatorian Creed, and check out my shop, Creature Cartel Shop.
I'm Ethan. You can. Is it this way? This way? This one? You can
Yeah,
find
there
me
you go.
at 15 Minute Marvel on Twitter, and 15 Minutes of Marvel, the podcast, available anywhere you can get a podcast.
Awesome. I'm Jerry, And you can find me every Thursday doing really, really weird stuff with Scotty J. Rowe on the Bombad Cast. And also, follow me at The Canon Junkie, and I have a picture of Geode as my thing right now. You'll know.
Because Geode's the best.
Geode rocks.
Correct.
We in this
We
house
like
we
Geode.
stand Geode.
2 for 2.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well,
There you
thank
go.
you all for joining us. We're at the geeky_waffle, the geeky waffle everywhere. And I do not have a sign up for that. Hug your Sam or Bucky. I don't know.
Aww.
Aw.